Nobody. Hello, everybody out there in Cyberland. Don't mind my mom in the back. But my name is Debbie, and I'm a youth organizer for Teen Empowerment, and I will be your host for today's 6th episode of Senseless, an audio series brought to you by Teen Empowerment every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. of each week. So here's our timeline. Tonight, we bring you episode 6, which is going to be a nail biter. Like, I'm telling you, crazy. Thursday is our last episode, y'all. I know. I'm going to miss y'all too, for real. And on Saturday, May 23rd, we will have a finale event with some amazing folks from our community joining us to talk about a unified violence prevention strategy for this summer and beyond. So if you missed any episodes, don't worry, because you can go right on Teen Empowerment's page, Facebook page, and Teen Empowerment's TV on YouTube to get caught up to speed. And in tonight's episode, we will have a talk back, and it will include the discussion of potentially upsetting content. Let me restart. Tonight's episode and talk back will include discussion of potentially upsetting content, including community violence. If you feel triggered by any of the content mentioned at any time, please feel free to leave at any time and come back whenever you got it together. And today is our last before Saturday wrap up. And we are going to get started in a few seconds. So please tag your friends, create a watch party, share the live with your friends, and let us know in the chat where you're watching from, and comment in the chat anything you have to say while you're listening. We have a very exciting episode for you. And we will also have a talk back after the show, so don't go anywhere. And now I present to you Senseless.
Thank you for tuning into episode 6 of Senseless. In our last episode, Miss G reminisced about Uncle Jimmy before Quan went to visit him in prison. Uncle Jimmy tried to educate Quan about where we need to be as a community and his plans to move differently when he gets out. Do not touch your device, because you are about to hear the hottest episode yet of Senseless.
Hey, nephew. Hey, Monty. Where y'all been all day? Well, since you're here, y'all can come help me fold these clothes.
Oh, Auntie, I'm not trying to fold your drawers. Come on now. My man's is right here. Like, put your personal items away, please.
Oh, but it's okay for me to fold yours and your funky socks.
Yo, bro, if your socks are funky after they've been washed, you got a problem.
Oh, you're right, Monty. He does have a problem, all right, because I ain't washing his clothes no more. You're going to start washing your own clothes.
Oh, come on, Auntie, chill.
Chill nothing. I know you're going to be chilling at that laundromat, though, because the days of me washing your clothes is OVA. Over.
Oh, my God, bruh. Your auntie's still washing your clothes? Come on now.
Who is it?
It's Reggie.
Speaking of dirty laundry.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Oh, that's my cue. I probably should go. Give y'all some privacy. Trey, I'm going to be at the park. I'll catch you later.
All right, man. I'll peep you later.
Hello, Cheryl. Trey. Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl, I stopped by because I have some news about Tony's case.
Well, what is it? Did you find who did it?
Not exactly. We're getting closer, though. We received an anonymous tip. Someone saw the car and the gun pointed out the window, but unfortunately, they weren't able to get a good look at the shooter's face. The witness stated that the person kept screaming, "This is senseless. This makes no sense," from inside the car. But that's it.
Man, no, man. No, this is senseless. Man, I'm out of here, man.
Trey, wait.
I'm sorry, Cheryl. I wish I could be here for him. We'll keep working until this case is solved. I promise.
Thanks for letting us know. But I think it's best you leave now.
All right. Call me if you need anything.
Tony, I really can't believe this. They might find the person who took you away from me. I don't know if I can do it. I've been so afraid to read your words, Tony. Dear Journal, as I sit here in Trey's room thinking about our relationship,
thinking about how much I love him and how much I feel like I'm letting him down. The only time I feel safe is when I'm with him shooting hoops or dunking on him. I sometimes think about how much I'm influencing Trey in ways that are not good. I sit here thinking and feeling that if something were to happen to me, it would be hard for him. I do love him and I want the best for him. I really don't mess with the stuff I've been doing with my boyfriend. Lately, Michael and I have been doing things that are not safe for me or for anyone for that matter. I see every day what it does to our community. If something were to happen to me, I wouldn't want Trey to hold on to hate, bitterness, rage, or unforgiveness for the person who took me away from him and Auntie Cheryl, because I know whoever can do something like that is broken, just like I'm broken. I know our community is broken, but beautiful. We are worth change for the better. And we have to make it happen because no one else is going to do it for us. I hope and pray that when we see a Black or brown face that we call our enemy, we see a reflection of ourselves and we see beauty and worth. I hope one day our whole community will treat each other like family, broken but beautiful and worthy. And we'll do whatever we can to help mend what is broken. Until I write again, Tony.
What's up, Trey? You ain't looking so good. Are you okay?
Nah, man, no, I'm not. I just read my sister's journal and it made me so angry.
Yeah. I'm really sorry she's gone, Trey.
This is crazy, bro. Why? Why did he have to take her away from me? Why?
Trey, I wish I could turn back time to help you. But it's hard seeing you like this, man.
Imagine how I feel, Monty. She didn't deserve to die. She didn't hurt anyone. How could someone just do that?
Trey, I don't know how you're feeling, Trey. And I don't know what to say to you. It's burning me up inside. And I can't hold it anymore. I can't have that on my heart, Trey. I have something to tell you.
What? There's nothing you can tell me right now. Nothing. I just want to know who killed my sister, Monty. Who?
You know how I was running with L Street for a little, right? I was there that night.
What? No. Don't tell me that now, man. Why didn't you tell me that before?
The truth is, I didn't know how to tell you. I'm really sorry, Trey.
You're sorry? You're sorry? You know we've been looking for the shooter for almost 2 years. We've been talking every day for the past year, and you're just now telling me you were there?
I didn't want to be there. That's why I got out of L Street. I wasn't with what they was doing. I had to get out. But it was too late. Now it's too late.
Monty, you watched my sister get killed and you said nothing.
I was scared, Trey.
Oh man, Monty. Oh man, no.
Trey. This is senseless. It's just senseless.
Wait, what did you say?
What?
Wait. What did you say, Monty? I'm not getting a good feeling about you right now. My gut is telling me something. Something ain't right.
I don't know why you're saying this, but we can work whatever it is out. We can work together, Trey. You gotta trust me.
No. I feel like I can't trust you no more. You said it was senseless.
What does that mean?
The police told me there was a tip from someone who saw the shooting. They said they heard a person say it was senseless. They heard the shooter say it was senseless.
Bro, listen to me, man. I'm not that person I was that night. I had no choice. They said they would kill me.
You always have a choice. Stop messing with me, Monty.
I tried to tell them no, but they wasn't hearing it.
No, don't tell me something you're gonna regret.
I'm just trying to tell you the truth. That night, I was forced to get my hands dirty, and I didn't want any part of it. And it will haunt me now, and it will haunt me for the rest of my life.
I can't believe this. I can't believe what did you want to do?
Trey, I care about you. I'm here for you, man. And we're here for each other. I hope you don't think I'm not being a real man by getting this off my chest.
What? This has nothing to do with being a real man. What did you want to do, Monty?
I was trying to tell them there was too many people in the way. That your sister was in the way.
No, Monty, no. It couldn't have been you. No, Monty. No. There's no way it could have been you. No way.
They made me do it, Trey. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, my God. Just shut up. There's no way, Monty.
You've got to listen to me. I care about you, Trey. I've been dying inside every day knowing that I hurt you. Every day I look into your face, I see her eyes. I'm sorry, Trey. I'm really sorry.
Oh, no, shut up. You're dead, Monty. You are dead. Auntie.
Trey, what's the matter? What's going on? Relax. Talk to me.
I know who did it.
Trey, what are you saying?
I know who did it.
Trey, what are you talking about? Who did what?
I know who killed Tony.
Okay. We have to call the police, Trey.
Hello?
Reggie, can you please come over? It's emergency.
All right, I'm on my way.
Okay. Trey, tell me what happened. How do you even know who did it?
It was Monty.
Monty? No, you have to be mistaken. Monty?
Yes, it was Monty. He was running with L Street back then, and they had problems with 10th Street and Tony's boyfriend. He told me he did it. I hope he's lying.
Trey, where is he?
I left him at the park.
It's open.
What's going on?
Trey said his friend Monty confessed to Tony's murder.
To Tony's murder? Trey, tell me what happened.
I left here to go to the park after you told us that someone gave a tip about what they heard him say at the shooting. He was at the park, and when I got there, he said it. He said he was senseless.
Trey, just because he said it was senseless doesn't mean that he did it.
I felt it. I knew it. I knew as soon as it came out his mouth. Those words, I knew it was him. He was lying that whole time, acting like he was my boy. How could he?
Trey, those words probably just triggered you. But just because he said it doesn't mean he did it.
He told me he did it.
He told you he did it?
Yes, he told me he did it.
What?
Trey, tell me where he lives. We're gonna bag this punk.
Thank you for tuning into episode 6 of Senseless. On Saturday, May 23rd, we will have a virtual finale event celebrating the work of the series and discussing current violence prevention strategies for this summer of COVID-19 and moving forward into the future. Hope to see you there. Oh, and don't forget, our last episode before our virtual finale is on Tuesday, May 19th at 7 p.m. Now back to our host, Debbie.
All right.
Hello, guys, and welcome back. Welcome to Teen Empowerment's Talkback of Senseless, the audio series, and I'm your host, Debbie. And I hope everyone enjoyed the first 6 episodes of Senseless, because I sure did. That was crazy. Anyways, we have one episode left, so don't miss the last episode on Tuesday, May 19th at 7 p.m. I'm gonna miss y'all. And we have some of the characters from tonight's episode backstage with us. So we will be discussing some of the action in tonight's episode. Tonight's episode of Talkback will include discussion of potentially upsetting content, like I mentioned, including community violence. If you feel triggered by any of the content, please feel free to momentarily leave the space at any time. But without further ado, please welcome Lee, who plays Auntie Cheryl, Miguel, who plays Officer Reggie Price, and a very special guest and community member, Kira. Kira is going to offer her perspective as a mom who lost her son Raheem to violence and has been working with and in the community to bring healing and resolution and to end the violence. Thank you all for joining us. Kira, you can hear us, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Kira, can you please tell us about your experience and why you felt it is important to be here tonight?
Because I support teen empowerment, and I truly believe that if you catch, people while they're at a young age, and I don't know, because teen empowerment just teaches you values, how to value yourself, and how to just be empowered. And a lot of teens lack that. So when you don't have structure in your life, you just fall for anything if you're bored and you're not active. So I support teen empowerment. And my daughter used to work there, and I love Rob and Sherry and anything that they do. So I'm down for whatever, as long as it's positive.
Thank you. Shout out to Robert and Sherry. So, in the episode, Trey read Tony's journal. She wrote to him, "If something were to happen to me, I wouldn't want Trey to hold hate, bitterness, rage, or unforgiveness for the person who took me away from him and Auntie Cheryl." And many family members who have lost loved ones due to senseless murder plead to the community for the violence to stop. From your perspective, what do you think is the overall feeling of these families that have lost loved ones to senseless violence? Do you think they want revenge through violence? Do they want non-violence justice? Or do they want the senseless madness to stop? You can go, Lee. But unmute yourself, yeah.
Okay, so what I think is I feel as if they want nonviolent revenge, especially if it's the family, because personally I know somebody who passed away recently. Her name's Alyssa, and her mother doesn't want anything to do with any negative or um, hateful activities going on while her name is being like brought up. Um, because she wants her name to live on positively and not like think that it's okay to fight violence with violence. Um, and that's also something that I think not a lot of people think about when it comes to grief and being sad about somebody's passing, because I know in the beginning it can be um, very like emotional and people's emotions can take over and they think, oh, we have to get revenge, we have to get revenge. But there's a way to get revenge without being violent or being negative about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to talk about that too. I think, from my perspective, I see people who have lost somebody, and they, or at least the people who were related to that person, would want something that is nonviolent justice, right? And then there are definitely people who go to the opposite spectrum of revenge, right, through other violence. I think everybody just goes through that. While they're grieving, they go through that, and they have kind of different ways and different ways with dealing with that trauma. And I think it's really up to that like individual to decide whether they want, like, how they're feeling. But at the same time, it's up to the community to help them go through that death.
Can I chime in?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna, to be honest with you, there is different phases that you go through. Um, in the beginning, I was extremely upset, but the guys who killed my son were caught immediately. And when I first started going to court, I was like, I want them to have life without parole, and I want them to spend the rest of their life in jail. And then when I started going to the prison and doing restorative justice and seeing men in there who have spent their life 30, 40 years and have changed, and now they can't go into the streets and be a productive citizen, because I believe those are the guys who these young dudes are going to listen to, the OGs that been through it. And it's like now, they don't have the opportunity to get out. So even and throughout my son's trial, I'm so grateful for restorative justice, because I offered both of those young guys mercy. The DA wanted to give one of the guys who killed my son life without parole, charge him with first degree murder and have life without parole. He was 18 when he shot my son. It took us 5 years to go to court. So by the time we went to court, he was 22. And I just couldn't see him spend the rest of his life in jail. But I told him, change your life and be an example when you get out. So in the beginning, I was hurt. Then I went through this phase where I felt bad. And to be honest with you, his friends, they want revenge. And they'll call me on his anniversary like, oh, we're going to go out there and do this and shoot up the neighborhood. And I'm like, why would you shoot up the neighborhood? Number one, the guys who killed him are in jail. All you're going to do is just go wreak havoc on other people's homes where they live. Don't do that. And they'll say to me, well, what am I supposed to do with this energy? I'm so hurt. I'm mad. And I'll tell them, come on, let's go for a walk. Let's go shoot some hoops. The whole thing is that in our community, not nobody, but some people don't have positive influences or somebody to lead them in a different direction. If you have positive people around you that offering you good and helpful advice, because I'm in a group called Legacy Lives On, and it's all moms and fathers who lost their kids. And one of the ladies, she just found out who the killers were of her son, and it's been like 12 years. And she was like, I don't even want to go to court. I don't want to relive it. I just got to the point where I'm healing. So for the most part, the moms want peaceful. They don't want to see any more violence. They don't want another mother to go through what we went through. But their friends and people in the community, that's why so many retaliation. Once you shoot somebody, then they go and shoot somebody else. So I mean, the community's just enraged because everybody's trying to get revenge, and they don't even listen to the mom. I've told them several times, don't go shoot in his name. Don't do it. Don't hurt another parent. And they'll be mad at me. What am I supposed to do? Da, da, da. And then, to be honest with you, there was one point where one of Raheem's friends had wrote me from jail, and I wrote 5 letters, because one letter I had wrote, I was like, well, you're in jail, he's in jail, handle your business. And then when I sat back and thought about it, I had to rip the letter up and tell him I didn't want him to hurt that boy and end up spending more time. So it all about who you're surrounded, if you believe in God, if you pray. It just depends on, who you have in your corner to help you when you're going through those hard times. Sorry if I took too long.
No, extremely powerful.
Yeah, people definitely need to find a place to channel their energy towards. We were talking about in a previous episode, what do people need to find that forgiveness within themselves and for others. But also speaking about positive influences around them, Toni also says in her journal that I know whoever can do something like this is broken just like I am broken. We are all worth change for better, and we have to make it happen because no one is going to do it for us. Do you think our people are broken? Why or why not?
Yeah, I have to think about that for a little bit.
I feel like our people are definitely damaged. Within ourselves, we lack the self-love, the self-care, and we find it. We try finding it in unhealthy ways. People might join a gang because they feel like the family, the love, the need, and it might not always, be the right decision to make. And I feel like what can help us fix ourselves, I guess you can say, is what Kira was saying, finding just going out for walks, finding whatever helps you calm down, and trying to get to know yourself a little bit better, because not everybody's gonna one solution isn't gonna fix everything. Everything is different for everyone, so it's just knowing what works best for you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think kind of like what with in Kilra's story, when she was talking about his friends calling her and hey, what am I supposed to do with all this with all this energy? I think the answer lies within that question, kind of and when she said there aren't a lot of positive spaces or things that they can positively release that energy that they have, and so they go out to things like you said, game banging, shooting in the streets, or that was their what's it called, their vice, is that what it's called, I think. And that was their release. But the answer definitely, we need to find more spaces to release that energy in a positive manner.
Well, when I think from being and doing restorative justice in a prison, I know that our communities are broken. Even in my family, I believe it's a curse, because a lot of the men in prison talked about getting beatings. And I remember go get the switch, off the tree, and you going to pick your own thing that you're going to get beat with, or beat with belt buckles, or just being hit in general. And not to go into history or anything, but we were slaves, we were beaten, we were hung. And I feel like our ancestors held on to that tradition, and it has really hurt our community. Even me, I'm a grandmother, and me and my mother get into it all the time, because as soon as the grandkids start acting up, she'd be like, go get my belt. And I had to tell her, from my kids, I know she's my mom. Let me quiet down because I'm in her house. But for my grandkids, because I have one grandson, you're not going to beat him. You're going to sit down and talk to him and tell him what he did wrong, and make him have a timeout and reflect on what he did. Because all the beatings do is get them upset. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel and then even with counseling, some of the guys, when we sit in a circle, they'll be like, well, if you knew, that you had PTSD, or if you had emotional issues, would you have to talk to a counselor in school? And the guy's like, no, that's corny and this and that. In our community, we had sayings like, what goes on in this house stays in this house, and it's if you have sayings like that, then nobody's going to reach out for help. you know, because our teens need to talk. I was broken. I needed to talk. You know what I'm saying? So we need to learn how to release. We need people in our community that are about healing and not incarcerating, you know, or not punishing for something that you did wrong. So
Thank you so much for that. Oh, we have Jacory in the house. Guys, this is Jacory who plays Uncle Jimmy in the play, in the audio series. So you could just hop in if you like. The question is now, what has led to our brokenness? And do you think that brokenness in our people is the main reason for the violence? If you like, you could go right ahead.
Oh, I could go.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you don't have to.
I got out another live, and I'm just like. But can you repeat that question, Debbie, please?
Yeah. What has led to our brokenness? You can start there.
I just think it's a misunderstanding of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point we was all on the same page, and now things have definitely got, you know, kind of loose and hectic. And it's just all about, you know, us being able to sacrifice all that's going on and all that like's happening within ourselves, sacrificing that and you know, getting back on that same page. You know what I'm saying? Taking a step down to backtrack. And then once we backtrack, we're able just to understand what's going on, see who's actually there for us, who's actually supporting, who's actually not supporting, you know. And so with that being said, we're able just to see everything for the layout that it is. And then we could work on building, you know, from there. And so it's just all about sacrifice, I think, you know, and whether that's time, whether that's something just has to be sacrificed. And we have to make that decision as a people.
For sure, for sure. I feel like what had led to our brokenness is a lot of things, like starting with history, lack of self-love, lack of support, and like patterns becoming lifestyles. Like you were saying, having like these sayings, oh, talking about your feelings is corny, like whatever happens in this house stays in this house. It's those things that led to our brokenness and also like continue to have the community broken. And just like the shift of culture within gangs, because before it was like mostly about protecting the community, and like we see that now it's like bringing more harm rather than that. But do you guys think that that brokenness is like the main? Oh, you can go ahead, Lee.
I remember another thing that we were talking about when we were going over the questions before the live was another thing about Black people not having power. Is another reason why they resort to the streets, or because they feel as if the streets and being in a gang gives them power, and like gives them a sense of, all right, I'm powerful because I hold a gun, or I'm powerful because I have people behind me that'll shoot you if you do this and that. And that I feel is like something that has been going on since we were in slavery. Like we didn't have the power to be able to be who we wanted, being dehumanized as a person. And even still today, we get like dehumanized and feel as if like people in our community are not strong enough to be able to be powerful. And I feel like a lot of people in our community don't understand that there is more than that to feel powerful. There is education, there is being an entrepreneur, there's different things that you can go to that'll help you feel powerful. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much for that. Do you guys have anything you guys would like to add? I could just move right on.
What was the second half of that question that you asked?
Do you think that brokenness in our people is the main reason for the violence?
Yeah, if I have an answer to that, you can move on. If I have an answer to that, I'll get back to it.
I got something. Honestly, like when it comes to us as a people, and when it comes to just our relationships with each other, I don't think it's ever out of like, oh, I actually hate this person's guts, I'm gonna kill them. Or I hate this person's guts, I'm actually gonna, you know, ruin their life or something like that. I just think it's about what reality this person is living and experiencing, right? Because, you know, we all could admit that, you know, we might be in the same room, but you might be in a whole different world, you know what I'm saying? And as well as for myself, I might be in a whole different world. So it's just like we have to understand, we have to find a way how to get an understanding of, this person's world, which I feel like we do. And just, trying to be able to make a certain adjustments, right? Because it's clear to see, like I said before, not everybody's on the same page. And I think that's the main thing that we should worry about. Because once we do that, we could talk about what we want to do next. But it's just like, if we're going to claim each other, if we're going to, say we are a people and we want to represent Black culture, what I'm saying? Just, we need to be able to accept the differences, but also coming in because we all share one common thing. So we got to find that one common thing within each other. And that's going to take sacrifice,
Speaking of like change and whatnot, do you think that our people feel as if we're worth of change in our community?
Some people do, some people don't. That's the thing. That's where it's just crazy because it's like you got a little chunk of people that know they're royalty. You know what I'm saying? You got a chunk of people that has like low self-esteem because of another chunk of people that told them that they ain't nothing, we all look the same. These people all look the same, but they're just different, people of different generations, different mindsets, different experiences, right? And so it's all about finding that common area because we all Black and we all share one thing. You know what I'm saying? We all one perception in the white man's eyes. You know what I'm saying? So let's find out them common grounds and figure out what we're gonna do from here. But people are very prideful. People are very selfish. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. People are very envious. And once those things are out of the picture, then we could talk about something. But we could confront these little things that these people, because it over time it develops. You know what I'm saying? You could have a young man who experienced something crazy, and that's why he's envious now. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to target this at a younger age when this stuff is developing or when this stuff is in the process of developing. Because once you get to a person, who's 34, who's experienced so much traumatic things in their life, they already adapted to that mindset. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to spend too much time worrying about how to change this person because they have, they discovered who they are, and they're gonna continue to feed themselves, that hatred and that negativity. We could do what we can to help them, but we gotta worry about where this is starting. You know what I'm saying? We gotta target the beginning of this, you know what I'm saying, of what's going on. So
yeah, I think that's interesting that you bring that up, because when I'm thinking about it now, like based off what you said, like you really have to target the values that each person holds, right? If one person values respect and they see that they don't get respect, they're going to demand it or use violence to get that respect. You know what I mean? And when you're starting at a young age, you can build a young person's values, right? And you can have them care about the community. And once they grow up caring about the community, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, they're going to see it through a lens like, yeah, we are worth change. And they're going to actively seek that change on top of that.
And that's, can I say that's the one reason why circles are really important, circles and mediation and healing through that, is because the person who's leading the circle will pose a question. And then when everybody goes around, they start to realize how much they have in common with the other people that they're mediating with. And it's like sometimes you don't look at the other person and think, well, they're struggling, they're going through the same thing that I'm going through, and get into these people while they're young. Because my grandson, his father was murdered, and now he's 6. And it's like he has a lot of rage inside of him, and he's like, oh, they killed my father and this and that. So I try to talk him through that, and I tell my daughter he needs to be in counseling to be able to release that. And he goes to counseling, but then when I look around, there's no positive male role model that's trying to lead in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Or let him fuel that energy somewhere else. But we all have to realize that we have a lot in common. And this, I mean, not to be radical, but I get so mad with our men that's killing each other. Like when I go out, like before, I used to ride through the streets, dudes be on scooters, because my son used to love bike life. So I used to ride around at night at 11, 12 o'clock and tell boys to go home. Like, go home. Why are you outside? You know what I'm saying? Or I used to go down Humboldt and talk to the gangbangers. Like, y'all so busy killing each other. If there's ever a race war, y'all not going to even be around to protect us. Like, they're killing another brother that could possibly help you if the tables turn. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like getting dudes to really think outside of the box. Like, why would you kill another Black man? Like, you fighting over a block that you don't own a brick on. And if your mother get a voucher for somewhere else, or you have to move. Like, what are you gonna do when you go to that new neighborhood? Because you was claiming a brick on this neighborhood. Like, it's so senseless, and it's sad. Even when you get in prison, and the guys realize it, they can't even live their truth. Like, it's weird because I was doing the circles in Shirley, and when one time I went down there, and they were like, "Oh, this one dude came from H block," and now everybody in the circle was changing. All this stuff that you built up to changing your life and be a better man, and then you got one gangbanger that come in the unit, and now you can't even live your truth. You got to go back to act in a certain way because he's there. I was challenging him. If you're gonna be a punk and you can't be who you gotta be, and I didn't even mean to call him a punk, but I was getting upset. Like, we've been doing this circle for a year, and then you come in and start wilding out because your boy's on the block. Come on, your boy's back. Like, it just hurts me because it's like some guys don't have their own identity. It's like follow what somebody else, follow their footsteps. Like, be your own man. So I mean, it's just so much that needs to be put into our people, but we have to start somewhere. I don't know.
And we have to look at what's producing these people as well. You know what I'm saying? From the school system to just the environment in general, we need to take initiative and be able to provide whatever is missing. You know what I'm saying? Because many times, like I blame the school systems. I blame a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But we also have the power to just make sure we change that narrative. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to figure out, where is this going to start? You know what I mean? Who are we going to target, and who are we going to leave out of the picture because they're not going to provide us with what we need to function properly as a system, and creating our own system. I think that's important. We talk about fighting the system. We talk about different things, but we got to really create our own system because, yes, we want to send our black and brown kids off to college and this and that, but we have to go by a system. Just how they put a system on us, we just have to make our own system and maintain that. We don't have to worry about, obviously standing up for ourselves, but we don't have to worry about fighting against that because once we figure out what we could do as a people to better ourselves, we're going to be so occupied with, like flourishing in our wave that we're not going to be worried about anybody else. And they're going to feel excluded. They're going to be like, oh, how are we going to intervene and interfere with what they're doing? And we're going to be able to see the enemy for who they are up front. You know what I'm saying?
And that's true. Even I would tell the guys, why do you think that they put so much pressure on locking us up and, making us be at the bottom of the barrel? Because if you realize how much potential lives within you, you're going to be so powerful. And they're scared of that. We have much power, and we have talents. Everything that was created, we created, but they just put their name on it. Like, people just have to know that they have power and that they're intelligent. I like everything you said. And it all starts with you guys, even though you're a little bit older, but I would hope that you're giving that same energy to your nieces and nephews or people in your community, lifting them up. Because I always try to say powerful stuff. And it was at one point, the first year I had went to the prison, and the guys were saying how they never felt loved, like real love. So when I left from there on my son's anniversary, I made 1,000 signs. They was lime green signs. I said, "Black men, we love and we need you." And I put them all in a certain gang neighborhoods. And because they say if you say something more than 3 times, it becomes a habit. So I was putting the signs everywhere, hoping that a black dude riding with a gun that was going to shoot was going to see one sign like, "Black men, we love and we need you." What's that? That's corny. But then seeing it again and again would make him think, well, damn, maybe somebody do love and need me. So let me put the gun down. Like, they need to be reminded. Y'all need to be reminded of how much you're appreciated, valued, and how much we need you in our lives and our kids' lives,
I think that's absolutely true. I think that's that same tactic that got us here in the first place. You know what I mean? Like when we're seeing signs from society saying people of color, we don't love you. It may not come across like as blunt as that. Like, it's not going to be like you get to see a sign it's going to say people of color, we don't love you. But that's what we see on TV every single day. That's what we hear on the radio every single day. That's what we see on social media every single day. You know what I mean? And if we receive the opposite, then that's a really good first step into building our community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely powerful. And I feel like if we know we are the worth in the change, and we are the ones who can make it happen. Like you were saying, like we need to find similarities within each other and restore that humanity. Like Do you guys have any other ideas on what we can do to band together to make it happen? Like that solution that you were saying with the posters, that honestly made my heart flutter. Like that's honestly beautiful.
I felt that. I saw it.
I want to see more of those.
Can you repeat the question again?
Like, what can we do to make it happen? What do we have to do to make it happen? To band together and make it happen?
I think with our day and age, especially the people who are in our generation, social media is a very big platform. And I feel as if we see more positive stuff about the people in our community and see less negative stuff about people beefing or fighting or people on live showing like acting out and acting crazy, instead of seeing that and we see positive stuff about how Black people are beautiful and that we should be loving each other and not affecting each other's lives negatively, then I feel like that will definitely change how people see each other, especially because it's such a big platform. Like I cannot stress this enough that our generation is definitely relying on the social media, and that's why I wanted to do a thing where like maybe once a week or anytime I can get on live to talk about a topic like this, a controversial topic in our community, or like something that's positive that we can talk about our community, that we can find change.
Thank you. For sure, definitely.
What I believe that how we could make a change is if you see something, say something. Like if you see a kid get jumped, or if you see somebody that look like they's being bullied, or if you see one dude sitting somewhere by himself, talk to him. Talk to people. It's like, you live in your neighborhood and you don't even know who anybody is because nobody talks to each other anymore. If you see a mother that's snatching her son up like, nigga, get over here, da, 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 cussing them out, like, calm down, it's okay, just stop being, because we're all accountable for each other. They lost that saying, it takes a village to raise a family, because everybody minds their business. Like, no, get in their business, not to get in their business, but with love. Like, I used to pull over and stop fights. My son would be mad, like, mind your business. Like, it is my business because this is my community. Like, I'm not gonna let nobody get hurt. We have to be accountable for each other, and I feel like when we're accountable for each other, and when we hold people accountable to their actions, then they should take some pride in it. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got to follow up. And for those people that do take place, you know what I mean, for those brothers, for those, sisters that do take place within like gang violence and gangs and stuff, when they do make that transition, it has a crazy impact on the people around them. Like I've seen people change the whole directory of their life. They was about the streets. Then they was like, yo, I'm gonna be a positive person. I'm gonna make sure this happens. I'm gonna be on for my community. And then when that happened, the people around them be like, yo, like, oh, like what? You know what I'm saying? They have no choice but to change because this might have been someone that they looked up to, or they just start to see life for what it is. And it's just all about that glimpse of reality. Like even like that little small glimpse. Like once you take this person, it's like being in a sunken place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That one little flash, that person's like, oh, yo, that is reality. And you know what I mean? We have to be able to maintain that person and make sure that they see life for what it is and what it's going to continue to be, rather than like going back into the sunken place and then forgetting everything that they've experienced. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's deep.
Corey. That was definitely deep. Stay preaching, man. We have one question from Facebook, Dina Blanc. She said, do y'all see hope within these communities, or is it too far deep?
I'm about to get some water.
You go do that.
I feel like it's like it's never like too late to change, especially like in our community. I feel as if I know some people are not going to want to hear it, and because of what they've been through, and they have this type of like mentality of, oh, that's whack. No, I don't want to change nothing because the way I'm living is fine, when it's not fine. There can be different ways that we can help the community to change and to have hope in like a future for us. And like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah, I don't know how to like put it into words. So like, yeah.
There was guys in prison who had, when they killed another person, they didn't even see that person that they killed as a person. That was their enemy. It was a dude from another hood. They never thought about the families or anything. And that's why restorative justice is so powerful. Men have cried to me. They have wrote me letters. They have apologized because in that time, you know what I'm saying? They just didn't really think about what they did. They never. And when we come in there and we share our stories, because when we first go in there, we have to share our stories in every detail. I mean, guys was literally breaking down, and it's all about looking at somebody like that's your grandmother, like that's your mother. Even one guy, he's been in there for like 30 years, and he didn't even think about what he did until his brother got killed, and he called his mother's house, and his mother was crying 22 years later, and he's like, dang, I wonder if that dude's mother was crying that I killed. And then when we came in there, he was like, I'm so have to be you in prison hearing about, you know, how you affect how a murder.
Wait, can you guys hear her, or is it just?
Yeah.
No, she cut off.
Oh, damn! I thought it was just my computer acting up. She was onto something right there. I was waiting for her to.
It's the government, man. They ain't trying to have the truth come out.
Exactly.
Watching.
Well, I think it's
You can have that. Miguel, you can have the last comment.
yeah. I think there's definitely a lot of hope when it comes to um, our community. I just think it's inevitable. Like we're gonna change regardless of whatever happens. Like it's not going to change overnight. It's not going to change in one summer. It's not going to change in 1 year. You know what I mean? But that's why the work that teen empowerment is doing and other organizations are doing in our communities is valuable, right? We need to continue to push forward, continue to help each other, continue to care about each other. And just like Kira said, it takes the whole entire village, regardless if you're from Mattapan, if you're from Dorchester, Roxbury, it takes each and every one of our villages to raise, a stronger empire. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much, Miguel. Do you guys have any final comments or words before we end the live?
Yeah, man. I just think like I just want to put this out here, like, and it's crazy because we definitely want to continue to make this happen for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to make sure that we get justice. You know what I mean? For all the years to come, and make sure that everything is just plain. My cat over here talking to me, bro. To make everything simple and just like fair for everyone. It's just crazy because it's just I don't know, man. It's like it takes so much effort to put this much pressure on like a people. You know what I'm saying? Like they really go out their way just to see us down, bro. Like you know how much time that takes out of their life of them becoming like individuals and like you have a family, you have people in your life. Like worry about them. Like you worry about making black people upset. Like it's just crazy, man. We just have to see it for the game that it is. Not saying that like take that as a joke. It's a game. But it's just like it's clear to see that for them, it's a game. You know what I'm saying? It's up to us whether or not we can continue to play that game as the victims. We're gonna continue to play this game as players and realize that we could take full control of this, create our own game, and everybody want to be involved, like how it's been forever. You know what I'm saying? With everything that we've created and cultivated, because everybody want to be a part of what we got. You know what I'm saying? So it's being able to just recollect that. Be proud of what we have and what we developed and just making that just making that the new thing. Like let's worry about what we gotta do, bro, and really like push that aside from everything else, man. You know what I'm saying?
Corey. That is a powerful note to end off on. And I just want to thank you all for tuning in to episode 6 of Senseless, the audio series. And don't forget that on Saturday, May 23rd, we will have a virtual finale event celebrating the work of the series. and discussing current violence prevention strategies for the summer of COVID-19 and for the future. Hope to see you guys there. And don't forget, our last episode before our virtual finale is Tuesday, May 19th at 7 p.m. Thank you to our actors. Thank you to Kiro for her time and her amazing words. We will see you guys on Tuesday, May 19th at 7 p.m. for the final episode.